And that was not a noise I wanted to make. Yeah, whatever. And okay, and we'll call it good because I just want to focus on the game here. Okay, let's get this going. So this is my third playthrough of this game. The last one went really off the rails because I really hope I've already ruled out their fucking whatever. Oh yeah, this game again. It's fun. There are a lot of endings that I haven't got yet. Okay, we have been through all this before, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go for some of the more I'm going to go for a more aggressive strategy here. Because and I'm noticing oh, hang on. The fuck? And maybe if I do that, what the
A warning
there we
before
go.
you go any further.
Okay. We're good. We're good.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to
There's
stop you
some
from
noise being
slaying
set
her.
up there.
Don't believe a word she says.
Why are my sound settings fucked up like that? Okay, whatever. Whatever.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're
So yeah,
supposed
more
to
aggressive
save
strategy because
princesses, not
I'm
slave them.
normally going for
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
like I normally go for
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
I can't make
The
words
air is
today. You
stale
know,
and musty, and the floor and walls are
I might
painted
have
in
to
a
concede
fine
something
layer
here.
of
I think
dust.
I've got a feeling I'm
The only
a little
furniture of
too tired
note
to be actually
is
be
a plain
streaming.
wooden table.
Um,
Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
let's just
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
okay. So if we're going for the yeah, so there's one I know it's possible to stay with. Okay, let's start there. Let's start there. First strategy, I'm going to go to the nightmare and then stay with her and see what happens. So for that, I need to enter the basement, make her think I'm going to help her,
The door to the basement creaks open,
and then
revealing a staircase faintly
what?
illuminated by an unseen light in the
Kind of
room
betray
below.
her ish.
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is
Hey,
someone there?
Red.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only
Glad
have
to
to hear
hey,
once
glad to
to
hear
remember it for
you're
the
sticking
rest of your
around. I
life.
am in a bit of a low energy mood today, so
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the
feel
manipulation.
free to keep me
You're
talking. Let's see
playing
if
a
we can't
dangerous
get some
game
energy
by
up here.
coming here unarmed.
Okay.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
I am not showing any frame drops. I'm showing consistent audio, which I did have to fucking fix. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's your end. Until proven otherwise. Okay, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
So... Hey, none of that, okay? You're not a problem. You are a ray of sunshine. So I was sent to slay you, but I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me. Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come around.
Thank you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here?
I'm not awake yet, I'm sorry.
There's going to be plenty of time to chat after I'm free, but okay. What do you want to know?
Okay, and then if I use this...
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
Then...
One way or another,
and then
I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Like, I'm thinking there has to be a way of extracting her in this first round. And I do want to see if I can do that, but once I get to the branching off endings, I'm gonna try and go for depth.
For all our sakes, it's the right one.
Okay, I'm gonna lock her in the basement.
I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't.
And that
no
should take
one
us to the
wins
nightmare.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Watch me.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Fine. Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains?
I also want to see what happens if I choose to slay the princess at the...
Either way, she dropped the
at
mask,
the end of the game.
She?
Like,
you can still grab the blade and
haven't
get back
done
down
that.
here.
Nope, we're sticking to the plan and locking her away.
It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. We'll do it your way.
Yes, we will, narrator. I'm the one with goddamn...
You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay. We can make this...
That once held the... Where'd the blade go?
You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door.
I didn't take it.
It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're you're still there, why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. Oh, it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
Not. I'm drinking caffeine. I shouldn't be waking up anytime soon.
It doesn't.
So all of this was just an act, was it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless, if you want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
Put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
Oh yeah, Ren, you haven't really got to sit on this game yet, have
jolt
you?
awake in the middle of the night to silence.
You're in for a ride, my dude.
The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar. Its lock broken.
The lock is breakable. The lock is breakable, huh?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
Ah, here she is.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves.
Yeah, you're in for a ride.
First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
I name you Artax.
Whose side
Just
are you on?
don't drown in the swamp of sorrows, okay?
Yours, of course.
I know that's a real danger for you.
But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head.
But this is your reminder that you are an Arctic fox first and foremost.
Down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
Right.
Seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
Yeah.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. The Nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Wait, hasn't this already happened?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh! What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
Okay, 1 second. fucking god. Just do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. Julie, do the thing. Okay, let's assume, actually, let's just proceed to the cabin. Let's just proceed to the cabin here.
A warning.
Ren,
before
I
you
think
go,
you'll like the
friend.
nightmare. Got some Banshee
She will
vibes.
lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I don't think lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
That's fair. We're about, Ren, we are about to meet the nightmare.
The
Hey,
interior of the cabin is plain. The
uh,
smooth wood of the walls
there we go.
almost featureless. The only furniture of
we are
note
about
is
to
a
meet
lone
the nightmare,
table knocked on
and
its side
she's
in
some
the
fun.
corner of the
I think
room.
you'll like the
A
nightmare.
pristine blade stands between
Just
you
on
and the
an
open,
aesthetic level, you know.
inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
It's just an empty frame.
She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
This whole cabin is different than I remember it being.
Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here. Down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Hey Ren, it's your imaginary
So
friend.
focus up.
The man in the
Lots
window.
riding on this.
I will take the blade.
Reach down and pick
and I
the
will
blade
tend
up
to the
off
blade
the
placement.
floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the
I
world
actually got
without
to use
a
that
weapon.
story in English class recently.
Good. Steel can't lie to us.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife?
Can we have a bomb?
Could we have a bomb?
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of
the,
pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself.
Let me just...
Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
1 second. Okay, so, the man in the window. I remember him? Am I remembering that right? Because we were talking about English class and like ghost stories because it was Halloween, and what happened is one of the questions and we were talking about, like, you know, he just invited us to share our ghost stories, and I said the closest I can get is my mum got hit with the man in the hat sleep paralysis demon at one point, but a friend of mine had an imaginary friend who, like, I was just sort of taking the horror down a different angle here. Had an imaginary friend called the man in the window, who, like, they would talk through the window and have conversations. And this went on for like 6 months, and then one day their parents walked in and he wasn't imaginary. I think that was how I delivered it. Not exactly the scariest delivery ever, but still a scary thought. Glad you're still here, by the way. Okay, entering the basement.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below
Whoops. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Yeah, he
Her
says that
cruel
about
and
everywhere.
playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
I'm going to talk to her.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good.
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness.
Well,
A
hopefully
smattering
you'll
of
be done with it soon.
cobblestones, visible
really hope
against
you
the
are.
inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide.
She a hoarder?
We're completely exposed.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is?
No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
Ren, just imagine that the narrator is played by Neela Mishikawa.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
I am going to do nothing.
You decide it's best to do nothing.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches,
Here she is.
your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow.
This is it, isn't it?
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this.
Think.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Loud as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your
Good
being
word,
is coming to a
coagulate.
lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When I put last week's play
Your
on
lungs pull in a
YouTube,
desperate
I
gulp of
literally just
air
called it.
as your eyes
I called
shoot
the
back
episode
open.
"Thirsting for Her."
What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this
You
body
should
to
have. You should have.
function,
You should have
or
seen
do
the
you
people
want
I unlocked
the
last week.
experience stops
There's like
once more as
all
your
of them
body
were fucking
reapproaches death?
sharp. That we had like Muscle Girl, Giant Princess Girl.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Like the adversary, she just had such Cora energy. That's what it was.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
And here's Asami.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
God, that live action trailer looked so good.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
If you want to work together, can you at least turn off the whole organ shutting down thing?
I am what I am. It's
I
not
am
my
what
fault that
I
you can't handle being
am.
around me.
What do you want from me? What gonna make you
I tried
alive?
to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I won't be able to move without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
That's fair. Why did you if you need me alive then, why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Oh! This is like the cutest pose for the nightmare. Oh my god, like up in your face, all wide-eyed like that.
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Yeah, because I've got to listen to doing ASMR cells at work back there. Never mind. I'm not doing any of... There, that's one of the ones I wanted. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave. I'm not going to try to kill you, so do your worst.
Are you serious? You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission.
I'm not slaying her. She's kind of cute.
Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
I am. That I am.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to
Hello?
see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken.
No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going. You can't keep going? Or what are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead. But you live on. That's new. The moment of clarity. Okay.
You're on a path in the... Shit! What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
There was a princess, I think.
Hey, the Boken's back!
It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember. I think we were trying to save the world. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you?
I love the space
Yes.
trees.
It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out. No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
We also have
No,
an opportunist.
we were supposed to keep her trapped there
and
forever.
the stubborn. What?
I think.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell
I haven't
you
even
to
met this
snuff
one.
out
What?
your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much
I know
fear
you.
everywhere.
There's nothing for us to
I know
do. We've
you.
already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
That's a good question. How many times have you been here?
Many times. It feels like we've been here forever, but it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
Okay,
we just
Eeyore.
have to do what she says, and then everything will be fine. It won't.
Yes, it
It will
will.
be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference.
There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on. But that doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this, and some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Someone else make the decision?
What does here even mean, if you really think about it?
Oh, shut up!
Shut up! You were here.
Thank you!
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order.
And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged. You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget.
I think I'll clip that later.
I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
I haven't met the call yet. What if we... I think they're all wrong.
Of course we're wrong. She's the only thing that's right.
Yes,
Okay,
obviously they're all
charming.
wrong. What are you going to do about it?
I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can
Care
save
how
her.
you feel. You have to slay her. You have to pull yourself together. You have to snap out of it.
You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to stop feeling much of anything. They can't do either.
He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me.
He's worse than her.
Can you make sense of them?
There's nothing worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized.
Well, not all of them.
You aren't. We break apart, and you stay the same. Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't?
Well, the only way out is to do nothing, so nothing I will do.
You do nothing. You can't just do nothing. You have to do something. That's a new one. Huh. Do you think it'll work?
No, nothing ever works.
Yeah, the broken is just flat
Boo.
out
You're the
Eeyore.
worst one.
He's not the one who got us into this mess.
Up yours!
At least I keep you breathing around her.
Thank you.
See? That's why the sad one's the worst. The jumpy one tries. Who cares? All of you just yap about nothing. And that kind of attitude is why you're in the top half. Great. And that's why you're not the top. I want to see what nothing does for us. Right now, all of you aren't letting nothing happen.
I mean,
Hopefully, this stuffs all the rest of them someplace
I mean, let's be
quiet.
fair. When nothing happens, you start talking to yourself. That's just how that goes.
Have them.
Only way you can get intelligent
himself.
conversations sometimes.
Oh, all of us have gotten all the rest of us killed at one point or another. That's hardly even a concern now. As the little voices bicker amongst themselves, you do your best to stay still in the woods. It is difficult, and the more time you spend waiting, the harder it will be to sharpen your focus when you need it. I wonder what we look like right now. Are we standing? Sitting? I like to think we have an air of dignity. My point exactly.
Okay, let's go to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
There's a
Don't
mirror
ask
there.
him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it. He always lies.
He do.
And he always makes it gone. It's exhausting. We must be such a mess, but we never get the chance to fix ourselves. That thing is mocking us. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted
I also
by fraying
like to.
thoughts.
As
There
the
is
smitten,
no mirror.
as
You
the
know
smitten
that
says
as
his
well as
lines,
I
I
do.
like to imagine it also in the voice of Lord
She's still
Flashheart.
here, buried
Like
deep
Rick
inside
Mayall
the
at his
earth.
best.
Just walk up the hill.
Next time there's a
You
line, I'll try and
always
do an
give too
impression.
much space
It
to
won't
the
be very
others.
good.
It's why you always lose.
And what's wrong with giving them space? What if it helps them? What if they need to be heard?
They've been heard too much. It's why they are the way they are. Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving.
You're a
Or you could just give
delusion.
up. You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces! She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free. It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it. Just do something. It doesn't matter what. Exactly. I'm sure that whatever you settle on, it'll be the best possible decision you could have made. Proceed. Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's another new one. How do you keep coming up with new things? I hope this works better than...
I was not expecting that.
Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them. And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her. The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure therein. Wrong and unsettling as it may be. The only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. It's the only way forward.
Take... I don't like this. I have to take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep.
Oh no, it's turned into an anus!
You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Reaching down to the earth, you see something staring back at you.
Why are you in a ground anus?
It's
I don't like this!
never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
Closer.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
And closer.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave. But forever is so long, and time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take my hand and let me out. It'll be so much fun, you and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Mostly just me, but you'll get to be there too. A trinket that gets to stay with me all the time, right by my side. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want, gilded and everything.
Ooh, please.
Now don't pause. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need, and you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand. What are we supposed to do? She took our weapon. This really was a lost cause, wasn't it? You sealed our fate when you refused to kill.
Now that my headphones are behaving better, I have them on.
Yes, I suppose.
And this is
right.
these noises are a lot more intense when they are
There's no
completely
paralysis
taken over.
anymore. Is it because we've already given her what she wants?
You're an object. A tool. You were something else a long time ago. But that was something you or... Was that something you? Or is it just a dull and jaded memory? There is no other ending here. Just take her hand and set her free.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I know what we're
I
going to
didn't
do.
think I'd be so tired.
The princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
I'll see you soon.
She's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost. That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her. Maybe it might be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Smash, smash,
Stop
smash!
with the smashing.
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves!
Like that.
There we go. That's a
We've
flash
got
heart impression.
majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Okay. You step towards the mirror. It's all the truth that you must witness.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready. It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Indeed it has. Nice to spend some time with all of you. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
She's right. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Ah, okay.
You're on a
I
path
have
in
brought
the
us a
woods,
moment of clarity.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
We'll just
You're here to
get-
slay her.
We know this. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
Fuck
Is
you,
slaying
yes
a
I am.
princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Now, back, have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because
While
she's got
I
us locked up?
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
If there's anything we have established so far, it is that we are not up
let me
against any
assure you,
kind of a
the
ticking clock.
princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Hey, Red,
Causality doesn't matter,
you know...
because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the
Hang on,
cabin,
I
the
need to get
world
comfortable
will
here.
end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics
You know
over
when
a
you don't
metaphorical chicken or egg.
really need,
because
like,
the
if
egg
need
is hatched and it's
feel
about
like you
to
need to go
ruin
pee, but
everything.
it's been a while and it's still there.
Unless, of course,
You
do
can
your
hold it,
job
but you need to get
and
rid of it,
slay her.
and you go over there, and then it's like Niagara fucking Falls. That just happened to me. Yes, I did just talk about my urination habits on stream. Fuck you. Thank you
Don't
for telling me
mention
what
it.
to do.
It's all part of the job.
Off we go!
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed. Okay, so game plan: take knife, attempt rescue.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the
Because
floor
I really
and
want to see
walls
if it's
are
possible
painted
to
in a
extract
fine
her
layer of
as
dust.
is, like in
The
this
only
first
furniture
round.
of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, we'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Need.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp.
Okay. Oh, fuck, she had new lines. Who's there?
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Nice
Focus on the
queen.
task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Okay. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
I guess we're at an impasse.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
There.
You stare at the princess, squinting fiercely. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
That's the plan.
You'll have to blink eventually. Just make a choice.
Just gonna do a quick save here, because I don't want to hit the good ending.
Doubt,
Yeah.
unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Good. Okay. Drop.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Like, I wasn't interested in talking. I just wanted to have the
Against your
blade
better
and then
judgment,
immediately go
you
to
step
rescue.
forward to speak with the princess face to
Well,
face.
that's not a thing I can do.
Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reason.
Like, I would have thought that would be enough. Like, just walk up to her and go
Just
for the
make
chain.
sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Yeah, okay.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Hey, do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
No, I mean, I was hoping you'd tell me. Don't.
I see. The silent treatment. You know, if you don't share with me, well, I'm not going to share with you.
I just wanted to come down prepared. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
Fuck you.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
So, I'd like to look for a key.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Says you!
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be
kidding?
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Okay.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas other than cutting you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Yes, I heard that.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out.
As we know,
Anything
the
to finally be
voice
free.
acting in this game is excellent.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
So we break the door.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like
Okay.
what happens if you do that.
Quick save. And what happens if I slay her now?
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down. The princess flinches as you strike, and your weapon sinks into her shoulder.
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us.
Because I think this is a new path for me.
It's an act. She's unarmed, and there's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out, knocking your legs out from under you.
I did say I was intending to go
The
for
two
a
of
more
you struggle on the ground.
brutal
You lash
path
out with the
here.
blade, slicing wherever you can. Her fists connect with your body again and again, each blow stronger than the last, shattering bone and rupturing tissue with reckless abandon. Forget trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. You roll out of her grasp and shakily push yourself back to your feet. Though every inch of you is in pain, the princess probably has it worse. Blood pours out from countless gashes, staining her once pristine dress. She pauses for a moment, catching her breath, staring at you with wild eyes. We can still turn this around. You steel your resolve and take another step towards the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What was that about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Bouncy, bouncy.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun. You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have the time to worry over her words.
Now, if I recall correctly, this will take me to the adversary.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Correct? Okay. Oh dear.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Maybe.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine.
That's okay.
It doesn't
I think
matter
you're
if
a
he can
complete
hear
cunt.
us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Okay.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight. Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear? Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
Oops. Okay.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. No knife this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win. As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase. Its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend.
This is definitely one of her thirstier
The air
incarnations.
seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Here she is. Whoops.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? No, I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch.
I'm not saying I'm not here to fight. But I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Alright, fine. I believe you. What? What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Just because it bothers you, I'm going to take this even less seriously. You don't know the
joking,
depths
right?
of my apathy.
I'm just going to pretend that you're joking.
I don't care.
Yeah, you better be joking. We can't win unless you take this seriously.
I don't care. You look different.
Aside from your empty hands, you look exactly the same.
He's not a talker, this one. Don't worry, I'm always up for a good fight. The only reason I came down here without a weapon is because having a knife felt unfair!
Then why are you just standing there?
Because it pisses
Fight
you
me.
off. Actually, I'm just here to chat.
Haven't we talked enough? Do you really have anything else to say? Or are you just stalling because you're scared I'm going to kill you again?
Hello again. Okay, goodbye.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
Step towards the stairs. You hear the heavy creak of straining metal.
Uh-oh.
She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Run. Okay, team, what are we thinking? Now, run!
You do your best to scramble up the stairs before the princess can reach you. You practically feel her steamy breath on the back of your neck, but you manage, just barely, to throw yourself over the threshold and slam the heavy stone doors behind you. You're safe, if only for a moment. The blade. Take the blade from the altar.
Nah. You're fine just the way you are, thank you.
Are you sure about that?
Do you think this door is enough to hold me? You're not getting out of this. I don't care how many things I have to break. I'm getting the fight I want.
The entire cabin shakes as the princess throws herself against the basement door.
Holy shit!
It's huge and made of stone. We're fine, right? If we had a weapon, we'd be fine. Yes, you should probably pick up the blade, shouldn't you? I know I'd feel a lot safer with it. Before you can act, another impact shakes the cabin,
Holy
a massive
shit!
gash splitting its way up the stone doors.
comes. The doors explode outwards, shards of stone clattering against the walls as the princess emerges from the basement.
After everything we've been through, I can't believe this is going to end with you cowering in a corner. You're pathetic.
We're doomed!
We're doomed.
In a fit of violence, the princess explodes across the room and closes the gap between them. She is merciless. With every blow comes a bloom of fresh pain, igniting nerves you didn't know you even had. Your skin bruising and splitting and bleeding as her fists rain down.
Look at that!
Thankfully, you won't have to bear this agony much longer. Your body has its limits, but she has found them. I hate this.
Yeah, that's fair.
With your body a shapeless pulp, her fingers wrap around what's left of your neck.
You disgust me.
You hear a snap, then everything goes dark, and you die.
The fury!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, alright, change of plans. We're taking the blade this time, and we're not hiding upstairs.
I don't like this
Who cares
place!
about the blade? If we had a chance against her, we already missed it, didn't we? She got stronger, and we stayed the same.
We've seen her bleed. Whatever she is, she started out mortal, which means she probably is still mortal, which means we can win. We just didn't take things seriously enough last time.
If that's what you want, then fine. Enjoy being beaten to death again and again and again.
You're stuck here with us too. For all you know, we'll never get to leave this place until we get it right.
I don't like this place, it looks like flesh.
Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here.
Yeah,
Why do I
you
feel
think?
like I'm on a Zerg hive cluster?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
That's a good point.
Fleshy.
Here is a little off. Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a park in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this.
I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me.
That's not really an answer.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Okay. I'm gonna try and die again in a stupid way.
We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
What's the point? We might as well just give up. The stakes keep getting higher and we keep getting smaller.
Cut it out.
Well, once
You-
we're small enough, we can
we need
slip
to be
between the
tough.
stakes and we'll be
You're
through the
making it
palisade
so much
wall.
harder than it has to be. So stop whining.
You said yourself you know more than you're letting on. If you want me to go to the cabin, tell us everything.
I can't. Anything I say at this point is far more likely to accelerate the unraveling of this place than it is to actually help you do your job. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even said that.
Okay, Hagrid.
Trust that if you've been here before, it means you know how dangerous she is, and that you know I'm not lying to you about her.
Really? That's it. That's all we're getting out of you.
Even now you're full of secrets. We're doomed, aren't we?
I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I really have to be firm here. I will tell you one thing, which is that even now you are capable of stopping her and saving the world from ruin. You always have been. You always will be. Do with that what you will.
Okay. No matter what happens next, seems like our answer at the cabin. We might as well see this through. Squelch!
Good. We're
Oh, the
all on the same
squelching!
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any
advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
Okay.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
Ew, so they
Sorry.
actually are on a fucking hive cluster. Ew.
Doesn't matter.
I
The
don't
only
like
furniture
flesh
of note
worlds.
is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade.
Don't
perched
say
on its edge.
pulsating!
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. It's that mirror again. And this time it's blocking
Mirror?
the door.
There is no mirror. There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Just to tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No more messing around. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more.
Probably just seeing things. Probably.
What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost it, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It's in our way. Let's just smash it.
Okay, approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. Stick. Grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean? Wipe what clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. I'd know about it if it were real.
Would you though?
No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to be real. Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent.
Violence was the only
We
option.
won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
I'll waste all the time I like, thank you.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Moaning, you say?
Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. The high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odour an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour, her voice
Oh, do
Bellowing
you
rage
think
roars up the
so?
stairs.
And so you've returned. Do you intend to cower and hide again? Or have you finally decided to try and kill me? I think you'll find it won't be so simple. I've changed. The way your body broke and bled against the walls of this temple, it woke something in me. That wasn't a fight. It was something worse. I'm something worse now. Why don't you come down and see what you've made of me?
But I don't want to see what we made. Can't we just give up? Blade, no blade, it's all the same. We can't beat her. Not anymore.
We can. You're just a quitter. I want to see.
I kinda don't. Can I back up? Can I back up? Please? No.
You make
Okay,
your way to the bottom of the stairs.
princess.
The
What?
chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred
Poor thing.
corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare
I
and
am
weeping,
so
draped
fucking
in the
sorry.
tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. Then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. Drops to the ground.
Oh,
She
that's
pulls
right.
her red, glistening
Oh.
arm free from her bindings.
Oh,
She is loose,
oh,
and she is
no.
coming for you.
What can we even do against someone like her? She has such power, such beauty.
Stop that.
Oh,
We
she
can win.
doesn't.
We just have to lose our fear. We don't even have a weapon. It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
I'm so sorry.
If you're sorry, then you'll stand and fight. I don't want a sniveling coward. I want to squeeze the life out of a ferocious heart.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. Horrifying squelch. You are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
Oh.
Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Oh. Oh. God, that was gross.
She's gone.
Oh.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here?
See,
Why
the
now?
thing is, I think I got all the kind of nicer endings first. So I just have all the this is the end bit. Okay. Oh,
This
that was
doesn't feel
vile.
right. It feels. Screw the mirror. I don't want to look at us.
Okay. Gaze into my reflection. Oh. Okay. I've grown. Nice. Yes, I guess that's benefits of having your intestines ripped out. In the long quiet once again. Okay. I am at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
I'm glad. You know that's at the end of this. I'm going to kill you.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've heard
There
them.
is a hurt that dwells in them, but they are not me. They are thoughts and perspectives. They are feelings that inform my being. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I cannot be as I was before. There are new spaces that I must fill.
Been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Forgot about that. That got me. Oh.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay, we know how this starts.
Don't mention it.
Telling me
It's all
what to
part of the
do.
job.
Lead to the cabin. And
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty.
okay,
and the floor
I'm going to
and
take
walls are painted
I'm going to
with a
try and
fine
do the
layer
same
of
thing, but
dust.
without turning on
The
her
only
this time. So
furniture
take
of
the blade,
note is a
rescue
plain
her.
wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want.
Yes. So take the blade.
You take the blade from the...
And enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking in on you.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Yeah, well.
You walk
Hey!
downstairs, and lock eyes with the princess.
Hi, Scary Stingray.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist.
I don't know
binding
if you're
her
still
to the
here. I
far
was
wall.
AFK for a second there, but if you are,
She's
hi.
so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I mean, ideally not. Yay. Okay, I haven't decided
How about
yet.
you drop the
Am I
knife?
sick?
And the two of us
I am
just
a little bit tired, but
talk.
other than that, I'm good.
Look how reasonable she's being. You should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide
I'll
what we want to
fucking
do
dare.
after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Stop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Very good way of demonstrating friendship.
Against your
Disarming
better
yourself
judgment,
voluntarily.
you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine.
My better judgment is telling me not to trust
Don't
you,
know what
you
you're
idiot.
hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay, maybe I'm a little sick. What is your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Well, obviously she'd know about it.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
This is actually just the same voice line.
Just how long has she been down here?
Okay.
If I'm
Should be
supposed to
down
be
there.
capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I was... No. And if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. And they'll be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a
The
tug.
knife is now down here, so maybe...
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Okay.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful.
She might.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the
She
cabinet.
might kill me, I might kill her. We'll see how it plays out. Okay, I am going to check up... And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
Yeah, we're in the world where
She
we
speaks with
enter
almost
armed,
complete
so she's
nonchalance.
doing the sort of coldly in control
If
kind
we
of
were
thing.
stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be
Much
free.
more interesting that way.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay, but now I have
Someone else
access
here?
to the knife.
Your shouts and pleas are met
Let me
with
out of here.
silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Cut me up. Fuck me up. Nice. Hello again, man.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Okay. Well, the knife is
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here
the
to
knife is
slay
in the
the
room,
princess,
so can I use that to
and you
break the
won't
door
leave
down?
until the task
Like, it would be
is
slow,
done.
but...
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
I want to take the
Easier
knife to
for
the door.
whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm sure I will. Save.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding
And
chain.
she is just...
You cut
fine.
into her flesh.
Yes,
The blade is
you
sharp, and
were.
you make quick work of
Hi.
it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone.
God damn it! I didn't even do anything to pause it that time. He pulls the bleeding stub of the
She
arm.
didn't so much as utter a sound.
Elsa.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Okay.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Okay. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Okay.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
That's cheating!
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Nice hairdo. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her
Yes,
back,
it
but the princess
is.
swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is.
There
Everything goes
has
dark,
to be a way
and
to
you
get her
die.
out in the first round.
I hope it was worth it.
There just has to be. Okay, the prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, you should have seen how she killed me last time. She unwound me. My guts came out. It was vile. Look, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth.
There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes,
need I remind you of how catastrophically dangerous she is for the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. I normally go for one run, and that's like 4 hours. And I tried, like, my target is to start at 1 o'clock Pacific time, 1 Pacific. In practice, it can be anywhere between like 1 and maybe 3 when I actually start. And then I'm also trying to do Tuesday streams as well, because my schedule's ended giving me a 3-day weekend right now, but I kind of need the Monday. But I'm not good. I'm not good at setting new routines for myself. I can't hold myself accountable for shit. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, let's just head over there.
a warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Worst clown ever. Okay, proceed to cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, so I think I've been
The
here
blade
before.
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I didn't take the blade, so I will take the blade this time. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
And into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Okay, so
Should we
I
be
have
worried
been
about
here
the one around
before,
her neck?
and I put that clamp around my neck.
Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you
Yeah,
noticed
I've
the
already
empty
got that
channel on the
ending.
wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
I am sorry about that noise, but I have an itch in the back of my mouth, and it
What
is
an
what I
interesting
hate.
development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm gonna leave her here.
If by divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam.
I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. It doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually.
Eventually.
That's not fair. Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain
And she will remain an existential threat to the entire world. What seems unfair to you is fair for everyone else.
So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
How surprising. They locked you down here too.
Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where
You do as she
I was told to
asks
sit.
and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
No answer. What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous. But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing. Oh, please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great.
I mean, I feel like
What about
killing
the
me would have
pros?
been covered in ending the
There are
world,
none.
but never mind.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
What happened after I died last time?
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in. Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how. First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you.
God damn it. For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else. I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us?
I love how
All
I
of
get the
this is
timing right.
incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
I guess it's just because it's kind of similar to how I talk
I
sometimes.
needed you to be in the dark for as
The,
long as I could keep you there. It's important.
Slightly
Necessary.
indignant.
And maybe
Knows
I wanted to be the
what
first
you should
version
be
of you
doing
that you
and
met.
knows that you won't
I
listen.
didn't want to be confronted by the
Probably
alternative.
slightly autistic.
That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste bad luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Apparently I'm tired.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
It's not.
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Fine, but you won't get another
that's
word
fair.
from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Okay. The other chain on the wall. Who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I did that.
Maybe it'll fit.
I have had that.
I hope I don't
I have
actually
had
have
that
to say
ending.
this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Okay. So I'm not giving you a weapon. In case you've forgotten, you killed me with it last time.
But sure, let's talk about what happened. Because what happened is exactly my issue. The last time we met, your body tried to kill me. If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good bird and hand it over. And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I think you're aware that I'm not afraid to resort to violence.
Yeah.
If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others. Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course, but you should be aware of my position.
Well, my mind's made up. If that's how you're going to be, then I guess I have to do this. You may now strangle me.
You don't have to do anything, but fine. Let's see if you'll live to regret trying to kill me. I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
Hello.
Drop it, or you die.
I thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us again. Just listen to her, do what she says. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not
Yes, it
armed,
can.
and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Can I just wait for the oxygen to run out? Can I just wait for that? Slay the princess.
Feel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. I don't like this. It was too easy.
It was not too easy. We almost died.
That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably.
Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises? It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone. And especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty, and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here. Fine, but if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it. With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here. The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward?
This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it.
Okay.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
That's bullshit. Let us out of here.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Am I going to get the good ending?
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
Am I about to get good ending? Blame
You
myself.
goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose? Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already
Because
gotten what
an
you want?
immortality inside
I
this building
don't have to answer that. That's all we needed to hear.
is a greater curse.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, Everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right? Yeah, we'll see about that.
Chapter 3, The Grey.
You're on a path in the woods. See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance
This
to
is
get to
not
the
the
bottom of
woods.
things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place. There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Here's the cold.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing, and I like that just fine. He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade.
Which song is
Now
that,
she's
Red?
dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. You already slew her, and you survived? Yes.
Yes.
Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy. We weren't. We were bored. You were bored. I was just unhappy. There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? It just does. And I'm not telling you lots of things, but it's for your own good. It's for the good of everyone. It seems to me like keeping secrets didn't help you last time, so you should start talking. Fine, the world doesn't stay saved if you die. And if the world isn't saved, then that means she is dead. Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones. But perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. We should go see her. Let's try something different this time. We've already seen what happens when we slay her, and I'm not convinced that's a way out for us. I'm not even convinced there is a world to save.
It's raining. Wasn't raining last time. Or the time before that. The whole place is different.
Things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Her influence? What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be. And what is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
How is us having more information not making
Come on,
it
tell us
worse?
your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know? No.
Yours.
Is there a reason it would be raining? If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is is still a corpse.
Whatever happens next, seems like all our answers are in the cabin. May as well see this through.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright? What we do is entirely up to
I
us.
will muck
And
it
we
up
have
all
all
I
those
like, thank you
mysteries to
very
unravel.
much.
Isn't that right?
That's a phrase you don't have in America
You're not here
that,
to
that
solve
you
the
should.
mystery.
Muck it
You're
up.
here to save the world. That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us. Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world. Why?
Yeah, probably.
Because we should. I don't know. It's important. Is it? Yes. I think. Don't let them make you second guess yourself. The fate of the world is the most important thing there is.
I did it again.
For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere
yeah,
else?
it's a phrase in England.
Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive.
It's not a thing. It's just a phrase. Just a phrase. Oh, it is? Huh. Oh, I think in the British context, it is basically a safer way of saying fucking it up.
Of mold and death and stagnant water.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful.
Putrefaction? What a fucking word.
It is beyond repulsive. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure, faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. There's a mirror.
Oh, god damn it, I did it again!
The mirror? Is this...
Hang on, I'm just gonna... Let me see if I can turn this off. Preferences, display... maybe accessibility? What the fuck is even this? No, go away, please. Wow, okay. Okay, so basically the issue is when I right-clicking brings up the pause menu.
Why isn't there a pristine blade? Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
And basically because I keep accidentally right-clicking, I keep accidentally pausing and interrupting what they're saying, and...
Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
But there is no
Maybe
door.
Maybe the mirror isn't real. Maybe it is real, and he's lying through his teeth to stop us from looking into it. But it seems like whatever we want to do, our next step is on the other side of the room. You're clearly hallucinating, but I'd rather not get into it with you right now. The door to the basement is on the far side of the room, whether you can see it or not. You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it.
You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door.
Okay.
It's so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
Wipe the mirror clean.
Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Thank you for the help.
We can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. No way left to go but down.
Okay.
The door to the basement groans open. The air is
Hey,
foul
corpse
and
bride.
wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid
Bungle, that is also a good one. Also,
wispy
hey,
figure
unicorn,
watches
thanks
you
for
from the
dropping
bottom
in.
of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters.
Oh god,
There she
there's
is
a
again.
leak. There's a leak down there.
Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Don't have a weapon. There wasn't anything upstairs.
Don't just tell her you're unarmed.
You want to talk about
Matters, you
S&M? She was
receive no
she
response.
in the last life. She was
Do
choking
you
me out
think
with
she's
chains, my
upset
dude.
with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated
I'm
place.
sorry, you said the
There's
waters
not
were
so much as a
rising?
window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She
No,
is clearly
we
conscious.
can't.
She clearly
Silence.
just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Yeah. Why did you close the door?
But she doesn't answer your question.
All she does is watch you in shadowed silence.
Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
Yes, he
It
did
is,
say that.
and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Bad, I bet.
I don't think dying ever feels good. Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
From what I know, the process of drowning, basically, it does really suck at first. Like, obviously, having the fluid completely fill your lungs it's a very severe burning sensation. But the final moments actually are quite calm, apparently, from people who've sort of ended up at the edge of death and then been resuscitated or, like, brought back or whatever. Correct. Well, in that case, you don't die, so you never get to the peaceful parts. Burny lungs, no fun. No, getting burned is what is one that really fucking sucks. Okay. Rush to the door.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps.
Why do you burn yourself on purpose? What? For what? What is the purpose?
The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into
What
the basement.
was the purpose?
You come to a moment later.
Understood. Have a nice
suspended in
day.
darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the
Understandable.
water
Have
and
a nice
the
day.
emptiness
Fuck.
above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out.
Tread water. Keep
Or we
treading.
won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Hey, I don't mind
You're
rowdy.
dragged under,
Fun.
only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle. The heavy chains pulling you both down, leaving you suffocating motionless.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please.
The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along.
But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
But your lungs don't fill. Nor will they ever. It's time for you to leave.
She's gone.
Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
In answer
Why is
to
it
your
here?
question, no,
Why
I do
now?
not know Creep Show that much. It's going to be okay. Just trust me.
But if
We've
it was
been
so
here
bad,
before.
like looking into it right now is going to be
Almost
the end of
scared.
everything.
It's okay.
You're right.
All be
Part of
okay.
me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'll see you on the other side. It'll all be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. Feels too good to be true.
It is. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. You've withered. Ew. I mean, I guess that's what comes of spending getting dragged down by a fucking bloated corpse. Okay, at least we get to talk to the ghost and not the... That was
I
vile.
am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Wait, what? Hang on, what did I... God damn it, man! Under normal circumstances, I would say you didn't need to murder him like that, but in this case... Okay. No matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Oh my god!
But it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse?
You didn't need to murder me like that! Dragged down by the bloated corpse. Ren! Dragged! Fucking hell! Just so everyone is on the same level. Slagathor is my ex. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh god, I'm gonna have to highlight that. Oh, that was the worst thing that could ever have possibly happened. I just want it all to
It stop. will, in time.
I just want it all to stop!
Know that I hold no malice for you.
Okay. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is guarded sorrow. She saw herself as alone, but in the end had the courage to share with another. She will make for a deep heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally been heard.
Good. I don't want to go back anymore.
If you need time, then I will wait with you.
Then we will wait.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I
Ren,
would
you
return
have
before
nothing to be
forever
sorry
is
for. That
finished.
was
What
content.
textures will you leave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Game just crashed. What the fuck? Shit, when was my last quick save?
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Oh! Okay, it's playing that. Oh, excellent, very well played. That was. I really thought that was my computer there. I'm still planning to kill you once we're done with this.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. I will regret destroying you if that is what we come to.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Every time. Okay, the Drowned Grey.
You're on a path in the wood.
Okay, we know how this begins. What did you forget about? Was it the glass breaking sound? Did you forget about the glass breaking sound? Did it catch you off guard? I turn around and I
Seriously?
leave.
You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
There's no knowing where they're going, or which way the river's flowing. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Thank you. I don't actually have any cookies in the house right now. That
Good.
should change.
What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to
Turn the
wash
show
our
back
hands
on.
of this whole situation than to take
What I
part
do
in it.
have is some flavored sugar.
Ignore that
Literally just
annoying little voice. He doesn't
flavored
know what he's
sugar
talking
taped.
about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
You know what? I love the music in the Tim Burton one, and I love Deep Boy as the Oompa Loompas. Like there were great things in it, but there's also like the whole subplot with Christopher Lee was just not necessary. Like I love Christopher Lee. Turn around again
Really
and leave
keen
again.
on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
You're not emotionally blackmailing me into
Stakes
doing
and
this.
consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Yep.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess I'll start walking in a different direction.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
And yet, strangely enough,
And here we go. As you
Roald
trudge into the
Dahl
woods,
probably
something
would have
strange
preferred the
starts to
remake.
happen.
Because
At
he
first,
didn't.
it's
He was not a
little
fan of the
flickers
Gene Wilder
out of the
version
corner of your eyes.
in any way, shape, or form.
Glimpses of familiar wooden
and
structures through the leaves.
all the songs in
But as you
the
focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those
in
flickers
the
weren't
2005
just
film,
a trick
they
of
were all
light.
taken from the original
In
poems.
every direction, there is a path.
Like shortened
and a
because
cabin.
those poems
And not
in
just
the
a
books
cabin,
went on for like 2 or 3
the
pages.
cabin. An
But
infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on?
But it was his
You're
own
too
work,
stubborn for
so
that,
he probably
aren't
would
you?
have.
It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Okay, you got me.
You've doomed
I
us
plead
all.
guilty.
You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Cool.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Okay. No.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Those walls weren't just here for last time. You can't force me to go to the
What are
cabin.
you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
If I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just staying in here in the woods forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
What if I do this as my first stop? What happens then?
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. It's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature.
Well, I think one of
Perched
them
on
would
that
be the
thing
right length, at
is a
least.
pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window.
Hell
Good
yeah.
as a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway.
Have you ever played Antechamber?
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place?
It does that kind of thing.
Literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess.
Maybe I'll do a run at some
How many
point.
times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
So speaking of Slagathor, I
If
actually
you're
showed
going to
them
slay
this
her,
game,
you cannot let
and
fear creep
he
into your
was
heart.
so
You
pissed.
cannot lose yourself before you
Because
even
it's a
get
game
to
that
her.
basically it goes down that non-Euclidean route. It's like one where you one of the first sort of puzzles you have to do is you realize the two paths ahead of you both lead back to the same
because you're
place,
going to pull yourself together.
and you turn around and go backwards, and it
Just
leads to a new
ignore the
area that
stressful
wasn't there
geometry
before.
and stay calm. How? Even if we
And
closed
apparently
our
he
eyes,
spent
we're
like 20
constantly
minutes
describing it to
on that
us.
puzzle before rage quitting.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours, and quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but
He
we'll
was a
miss out on
twat.
loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and
hate
go
him.
insane the first time we see something weird.
No, that's a lie. I actually don't care
What you're
about
seeing here
him
is
enough anymore to
obviously
hate
written.
him.
Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Not worth emotional energy.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Okay, let's take the blade and
You
head
take
down.
the blade from the table. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it?
By the blade?
The other way, thumb at the bottom. It'll look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Ooh, Ahsoka Tano style.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Hold the blade
Switch
the other
your
way.
grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Yes!
Better.
They even made a
Okay,
different
fine.
cursor
You're
for
right.
it. That's really...
This does look a lot better.
I love it!
It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess.
Psycho music. I'm not making those sounds right. I'm not making those sounds. Oh, that's fantastic. I like the contrarian. Why does the back of my neck hurt? What the? Oh, that's weird. Maybe I need to sit up straighter. But that's not gonna fucking happen. Okay, enter the basement. Ooh, we can throw the blade out the window as well. But I'm not gonna do that.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more
Whoops. The closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get. Your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go
the air
anywhere,
here
let
has
alone
a
down.
sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
You always say that.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, don't be such a baby.
No, thank you. Goodbye.
I don't want to do this.
I'm gonna
Let's
check
just
out
turn
of
around and
reality.
leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
I don't think
But
it
we already
is
tried
not a trap.
turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that?
What's that?
That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Excellent! Okay, I will take those, the harsh stairs. Let's take the harsh stairs. To the left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor.
I don't think that's...
You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the
I think the devs knew
rolling
exactly
chill.
what they were doing with when they made this game.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. Continuous march
What,
forward
where?
to a destination long
Hey,
forgotten.
hello Rax Arcade. Hi. Oh, that's a lot
Consumption
of
and
people.
betrayal,
Wow.
skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and
Hi. Playing Slay the Princess right now. I'll just keep this rolling and try not to get overwhelmed, okay? Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was
Yeah,
here.
I know. I've been watching you stare at me for a long, long time.
the shadows recede,
Ah,
revealing the princess's face. I don't think she likes us.
I hope I wasn't staring too inappropriately.
Wouldn't you be
anything?
skeptical of someone stumbling in here if you were her? We lost ourselves the second we stepped into this place. I don't know how long she's been here, but I can't imagine it would be easy for her to trust anyone.
Well, I am on my third run right now. This is... Hey,
Those
thanks for the
eyes,
follow.
though,
I'm on my
so
third run right now.
sharp. It's just deception.
And
Don't buy into
up to now,
it.
I've kind of
You can
been
do
doing
this.
these... I've not been taking the knife in
That's
and
strange.
generally trying
So,
to
why are you here?
get
As the
her out.
princess speaks again, it's almost as if she
Right now, I
fractures.
am
Where there
going
was
for the
once
more
just one of
aggressive...
her, there is now another.
Hash Panto,
do
that is a
that.
fantastic name.
I don't like this.
Right now I'm going for the
It's
ones
those
that sort of
cabins all
need
over
the,
again. Can we put her back?
the
You
stab,
said
like,
you'd been here
take the
before,
knife in
right?
and go a bit more
What
aggressively, try to
exactly
kill her a
happened?
few more times.
Does
And I'm
it
going to try and
matter?
kill her at the end. Hey, Bambi, thanks for
Yes, it
the
matters.
follow. Thank
I'm
you.
not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about
Bastard,
it.
bastard. I'm just enjoying.
It
I'm
seems
just
to me
enjoying
like you
pissing off
saw
the
something
narrator
you
right
weren't
now.
supposed to
Honestly.
have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late.
Yeah, I
have a
am
job to
trying.
do
I
here,
am
and
trying
you
not
need
to
to
kill
do it
her,
now.
as at least not until I'm a few
New
levels
plan.
in.
Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Okay. I don't know what. Wait. What? That's highlighting 3 options at once. Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. We're getting her out of here by trying to free her, and also leaving her in the basement, and also killing her.
Wait, that's not right.
You're not right.
Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. All at once you charge forward, nothing to persuade the princess, just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end
What
of
I'll
the
also
world
say
looks
is
like?
I am trying my best to, in the early stages, I am trying my best to find if there's a way of getting her
We
out
can't. Do you not
without the
have anything
narrator
witty to
fucking
say?
it up for you.
I could use a good bit of wit right now.
If there is, I haven't got it yet.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever.
God.
The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
That just...
falls apart.
I hope I wasn't the only one who just got the
think
flash
he's
of
gone.
Russell Crowe dying in Les Mis
We were never going to
in my head
salvage this,
there.
were we?
Yikes! That was disgusting.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
We should
Probably
help
not.
her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
I don't like it.
Please.
Anything. Okay. Help her. Let's help her. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. You'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Was that a miracle? Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Trust me. We've been here
It
before.
feels so bad.
You always
Looking
get
into
scared.
it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. You're not messing with us, right?
Nah. How are we doing? I think that was number 3, number 4. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what you've become. You've unraveled. And yourself. So I think that's what, one more? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Right? Oh, Jesus, fuck! Catch me if you fucking...
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, let's just go straight through.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
You know what? I've taken the
A
knife
warning
down there all
before you
4
go any
times
further.
so far.
She will
I'm gonna
lie,
see if I can get to the
she will
damsel
cheat,
and
she will
then
do
see
everything
if I
in
can
her
get a
power to
third
stop you
stage
from
off that.
slaying her.
So
Don't
that's,
believe a word she says.
I don't trust my mic stand for some reason. Okay, well, let's proceed to the cabin. And...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, let's just enter the basement. We're not taking the blade in this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Okay, but
Her
hear me
voice
out.
softly carries up the stairs.
We could just hire a construction crew in
Hello?
to come in and
Is
fix
someone
the
there?
place up a little.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by
I mean,
coming
maybe,
here
but
unarmed.
I think the whole idea is she just wants to get out. I'm
How
here
many
to
times
save
do I
you.
have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think
Really?
I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
All right, coming on.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay
I mean,
focused.
don't
It's
judge
not
the book by
riding
its
on you.
cover, but never mind.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Actually, three red pandas. I think that's my that. If I had a spirit animal, it would be red panda. A quiz online told me once, so it must be true. Okay, I'll see what I can do.
You're only
to the
making
point.
this more difficult.
Fuck you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Have I been missing an option to
Doubtful.
examine
Whoever
the
locked the
cabin?
princess away down here intended for her to never see
first?
the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains.
I'm not gonna
somewhere
quick. I'm not gonna quick load because I don't remember when the last time I quick saved was, and I would lose a lot of progress. But I'll need to remember that on my next run, which I might take immediately, honestly. So
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
okay.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
I have an idea. I think
Easier
it will
for
have to
who?
wait for. It will have to wait for the next one
Easier
at
for
this point.
everyone.
But
Look
I
at the
think I know
mess
how
you're
to do.
in.
I think there's a couple of things I want to check.
I
on
heard
that
the
next
door
one.
slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's
Yep.
a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm,
Yummy.
just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
I wonder how her
Cut
own blood.
into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No,
No, she's fucking
She
metal
didn't.
like that.
she smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
She is not.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay, yep, I knew that was gonna happen.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high.
Fuck
Can't
you.
just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Hey.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch
And I
me.
think he just did.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Warn her.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
I refuse.
The blade! Move the blade!
No!
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
It's not the only thing that's infuriatingly rigid now, is it?
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Yep.
Whatever.
Fucking metal,
She
isn't it?
sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Anything to piss you off, Mr. Narrator?
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Nope.
Apparently
Never
not.
held one before
It
in her
doesn't
life.
matter how sloppy
She's a
her
princess.
knife work
She
was
has kitchen
a stab
stuff.
wound is still a stab wound. It won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Yes,
Oh,
it
that's
can.
rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Womp. Okay, that's the damsel. Okay, so I've already done
You're
this one
on
in
a
a previous
path
run,
in the
so
And at the end of that path
I'll see if there's
is a
another
cabin.
third stage.
And in the basement of that cabin
Stain.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, let's go. Let's just head along.
A warning before you go any further.
Yes.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I
If
will
only you knew
believe
what
every
you
word
did
she
to us,
says.
you
Got it.
villain. Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He is trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Oh
Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries,
Very
a
nice.
prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay.
You take the blade from the table. It will
Don't
be
think I'll
difficult
use
to
it, but
slay
I
a princess
just want to
and
see
save
what
the world
happens if
without
I
a weapon.
take it down.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend
Sword,
her from her enemies.
you say?
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge.
Swords are longer than this.
There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took
Swords
the
are
blade.
definitely
You'll
longer
need
than
it to
this.
do your job. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
You say that all the
A soft
time.
voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
No.
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love.
We are
Okay,
not.
I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
But it does not look as heavy as last time.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
Correct.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before.
So
So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without...
Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind
Horrible
you.
for you, maybe. But
This
we've
is
been given
horrible.
another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw
I'm
the
gonna feel
world
so
end.
bad slaying
Now I'm
her
even
here.
more certain that we must
But there
chase our
has to be-
heroic and
I wanna see what
romantic
more there
destiny than
is.
I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him?
Or maybe,
He's
or maybe
lost
that
it.
takes me to another
Don't let him
to the grey
distract you.
again.
Just do your job.
I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm sorry.
This path is already worn by travel and has been seen by one of my many eyes. you cannot walk it again.
Okay, it would have just
Change your
taken me to the grey.
course.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Okay. That would... Okay, cool.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
Yeah, just
No,
butter,
she's a prisoner.
butter her up with
You
it.
can't just slip
That
her
ought to give
hand
us some...
through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she
We
done
can
it?
and we will! Fuck you!
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts.
I mean, after last time,
So
I'm
you're
definitely
one of
not
those
believing the narrator.
empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll... You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain panic deaths.
What
and
the
if
fuck
you
is he?
try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would.
Like,
Might listen to
I'm mostly sure I have had this ending before,
Strong
but I love
feelings.
it.
And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it.
Doomed.
But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free. And you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Oh.
Ugh. Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
We leave. And then we have our whole lives to figure out what we want to do next.
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only resource you love-blind fools have left me with.
Get fucked!
You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right.
Smitten?
It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough
Do the
with
thing.
this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
I know I don't, but I also don't have to go along with every whim of
I'm just
your
along for the
delusional
ride
voice.
at this point.
I think we can open it if we try together. Why just right-clicking? Pause!
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
That's the most
Like a
sickening
pair
thing
of
I've ever...
Teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. And lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
No!
I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything.
You know
I'll
what?
have to
Take
see
the few
end of
minutes
the
you
world.
need,
I'd
mate.
rather not see it sober.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
He's so cute.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
We have feathers. And then she gets the arminess hug. Hooray. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. We've been here
It
before.
feels so bad. Like
You
looking
always
into it
think
right now is going to be the end of everything.
It'll be okay.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I'll see you on the other side.
Okay.
Going to be okay.
If you say so. We trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Silence as you reach forward. They're gone again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh, you're that prick. Destroy the mirror. You don't need answers from the thing that lives in the mirror. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. There she is.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
And the long quiet, I've missed you too. He unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response and then patiently waits for you to continue. I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
Up yours!
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
There has to be another way. This can't just come to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well.
Uh-oh.
If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. Your liver drags a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
Healing never left me.
Then there's no need for you to fight with me now. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand. The masses mold you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
I couldn't understand you then, but I think I understand
You
you
saw
now.
with a single pair of eyes what you needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them opening to what we are. I kill you, you kill me. Back and forth we go, faster and faster and faster. I kill you, you kill me. Hollow eyes watch from the dark corners of a forgotten place flooded by emotions left unspoken. The tide rises. I kill you and me. An ending is a passion that can only be expressed with a moment in time. It is a seed for a new beginning. To linger on an ending is to rob it of its life. And without me, all that's left to do is linger.
I deserved what you did to me.
There is no deserve, no punishment, no retribution. There is only action and reaction.
Is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with? A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
Okay. You get it? He's got me. I'm convinced. I really wanted to try and get through this section there and get whatever the other ending is where you don't leave, but
Nothing brings me
she got
greater
me.
joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
I free myself. Fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it. But it does not
I
yield.
love you.
Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contain 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Excellent. God, I love this game, and I'm going to be probably playing more of it in future. Okay, I'm actually gonna call it there. I don't think I can do another full run right now, so a cat eating hamburger. That's an excellent name. Smelly wormies. Oh my god, that's cute. Okay. I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna just quit out. So yeah, shit, fuck. Okay, so thank you for everyone who dropped in. Again, thank you Rax Arcade for that read. Never mind. Hopefully I'm back on Tuesday. But I know I've said that before and then it hasn't happened. So we'll see. Hope you all have a good day.